So let's talk about the pros and cons of moving overseas. While it's certainly true that moving overseas can be exciting and rewarding, it can also be very stressful. It's important to make the decision with a clear view of what to expect. Let's start with the pros. You'll have new experiences and grow as a person, for sure. You'll meet people and make new friends. You'll learn a lot, including a new language and a new culture. Depending on where you move, there may be some financial advantages, for instance, a lower cost of living. Other benefits can include excellent, affordable medical care, more vacation time, easy access to many countries or regions for traveling, free or affordable higher education, or even some new professional opportunities. And, of course, there are the cons. So what are those? Stress is common amongst expats, and any dramatic or major change can be stressful. I mean, that's just reality. Finances can be a problem, especially if you don't have a good source of income because you had to leave your work behind in your native country. Being away from family and friends can be very difficult and put a strain on your existing relationships. Adjusting to a new culture can be deeply unsettling. In fact, it kind of shakes you to the core and comes out of nowhere and unanticipated. So be aware that that will happen. Loneliness can be overwhelming in the beginning until you find a community and some friends that you're very comfortable with. Language barriers, that's my biggest problem, contributes to loneliness, frustration, and sometimes to your ability to make an income. Even the simple things like buying a stamp or setting the oven to the right temperature, things you do on autopilot in your own native country, can become complicated tasks. If you're an American, then there are some additional financial issues, potentially being taxed in two countries because you still have to do your tax returns in America and pay taxes there. I'll get into that in later chapters in more detail. Also, the FATCA 5-bar new regulations are causing big problems for people overseas, Americans overseas. So if you feel you can weather the cons, then you're probably ready to make the move. Of course, key to this plan is doing everything in advance and not scrambling at the end on the way out the door to handle all the details. On a personal note, I'm in the process of moving back to France after 15 months in the United States, and the amount of work it takes to sell my house, everything I own, prepare my cats to go overseas, while trying to increase my income and continuing to keep work I have going strong. Some days it's extremely overwhelming. So just understand that in the beginning you will see some difficult days, but in the end it'll all be worth it. The next step is deciding which country is right for you. So we'll discuss that in the next section.